Hi everyone. For all those who are interested, we had the High Court ruling in the AS 17 case where an Iranian asylum seeker was looking at challenging his deportation by the Albanese government because allegedly because he is bisexual, he would suffer persecution if he is returned to Iran. Now, the Albanese government won, and the court held that where the person does not cooperate with the government in terms of their removal from Australia, that person needs to be held in indefinite detention. So again, non-cooperative individuals who don't help their removal from Australia, like refuse to obtain a passport, although that's practically possible, etc. Non-cooperative individuals that don't want to leave Australia can be kept in detention indefinitely. That is forever. And the judges held that there was no protection finding made in favor of the applicant. So what does it mean for you? What does it mean for people? Those people who lodge their 866s, for example, case officer refused, tribunal refused, court refused, appeal refused, and you still don't want to depart Australia. You don't want to cooperate with the government. Your passport expired, you don't apply for a new one, hence you can't board the plane, can't come home, you're doing various stuff so that you don't get any identity documents. You're not being cooperative with the government in terms of leaving. You just want to stay in Australia. You've exhausted all lawful ways of staying here, just want to stay here. They can keep you in detention indefinitely. So what that means to many individuals is, remember, 866 is a high-risk visa if you don't have valid protection claims. It's a very high-risk visa, very high-risk visa. And sometimes even individuals with valid protection claims get refusals. We have such a complex system of refugee determination, of making these protection findings, whether refugee or complementary protection obligations. This is a very complex system, which is often against the applicant. So you need to know, if you fail with the primary decision maker, that is the Department of Home Affairs, fail in appeal, fail in courts, if then you don't leave, then they can keep you in prison till the end of your life. This is basically the practical meaning in non-legal terms of this court ruling that we had on Friday, which means that you need to be very confident that either your protection claims are rock solid and you will win, or you do other things. You look for other pathways. While having applied for the 866 and in the legal battle, you consider other pathways. Partner visa, potentially employer-sponsored visas, skilled visas, family visas, etc. You don't just sit and wait for an 866 to be refused and then be indefinitely detained. So a very high-risk visa. Think twice before you lodge that application, because the government eventually can keep you in detention forever, and it's lawful for the government to do so according to this Friday's High Court ruling. And look for other visa pathways. Even if you launch this application, consider doing other things, other visas you may be eligible for. Get a proper consultation of a migration agent or legal practitioner in terms of other things you can be eligible for, not to rely on that 866 application. So that's the important and urgent news that I wanted to tell you, and this advice is for you to think about it very well, because I know that recently I've been contacted by people that have their student visas refused in Australia, and they ask me whether you can whether you can lodge an 866. And obviously you don't have any valid protection claims. You just want to stay in Australia, and your student visa has been refused, and you think you're going to get a lot of time by lodging an 866. If you don't have valid protection claims, don't do it. You can appeal a student visa refusal to the Administrative Appeals Tribunal, but don't clog the system of refugee and protection visas of the 866. Don't clog the system. The department will find a way to make expedient decisions and to eventually refuse if you don't have any valid protection claims. Succeeding even with valid protection claims is tough for an 866, but without valid protection claims, it's even more difficult. So remember about it. Look for alternative pathways. And have a lovely weekend. Enjoy this weekend. It's beautiful weather out there.